This episode of Think About History is the artillery commander of the Alamo, the life and legacy of Almaron Dickinson. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how Almaron's contributions towards Texas independence lived long after his tragic death. When thinking about the siege of the Alamo, most Texans and many people around the world are familiar with iconic names like Bowie, Travis, and Crockett. But often overlooked is the name of a man who not only played a vital role in the defense of the Alamo, but also served from the very first shots of the Texas Revolution. Almaron Dickinson was born around 1800 in Pennsylvania. After serving in the U.S. Army as an artilleryman, he moved to Tennessee, where he met and eloped with a teenage girl named Susanna Wilkerson in 1829. He was a man yearning for the frontier and driven by a movement which could best be described as Texas fever. The young couple, deeply in love, were looking for a new life when they journeyed to the DeWitt Colony of Mexican Texas, arriving in Gonzales in 1831. Almaron received 4,428 acres of land on the east bank of the San Marcos River, but he also bought land in the town of Gonzales, where he established a blacksmith business. On December 14, 1834, Almaron and Susanna were blessed with the birth of a daughter, Angelina Elizabeth Dickinson, a child forever remembered in Texas history as the babe of the Alamo. In Gonzales, Dickinson balanced his life as a blacksmith with the growing responsibilities of a family man. However, the simmering tensions between the Texian settlers and the Mexican government soon forced him to trade his hammer for a cannon. From the first sparks of the Texas Revolution, Dickinson was present at the very inception of the conflict. When Mexican authorities demanded the return of a small cannon from the citizens of Gonzales in October 1835, Dickinson was one of the famed Old 18 who refused to give it up. During the subsequent battle, he helped to man the very cannon that birthed the "Come and Take It" battle cry. His expertise was recognized immediately, leading to his commission as a first lieutenant in the artillery. He played a pivotal role in the siege of Bayard, helping to take control of San Antonio from Mexican forces on December 11, 1835. In February 1836, the Dickinson family found themselves within the walls of the Alamo. While there's little doubt that the safety of his wife and daughter weighed on his mind, Dickinson's focus remained on the Alamo's defenses. As the captain of the artillery, he oversaw the placement and firing of the mission's cannons. He oversaw a massive battery of approximately 21 cannons. To understand the weight of Almaron Dickinson's responsibility, you have to look at the sheer scale of the task he faced. The Alamo was not designed to be a fortress. It was a sprawling mission. Dickinson had to transform it into a defensive position using what was at the time the largest single collection of artillery west of the Mississippi. His strategy relied on creating interlocking fields of fire, ensuring that no matter which wall the Mexican army approached, they would face a hail of iron and grape shot. On February 23, 1836, General Santa Anna's Mexican army arrived in San Antonio. With the Mexican army consistently growing in numbers, the Alamo commander William Travis sent urgent pleas for reinforcements. 31 men of the Gonzales Ranging Company of Mounted Volunteers arrived in the Alamo, led by George C. Kimball, Almaron Dickinson's business partner in Gonzales. Although Dickinson was listed on the roster of the Gonzales Ranging Company, he was already in the Alamo. Thus, the Gonzales Company is remembered as the Immortal 32. For 12 grueling days, Dickinson's cannons helped to prevent the Mexican army from penetrating the Alamo's walls. On the fatal 13th day of the siege, March 6, 1836, Santa Anna's army launched an attack against the Alamo from all directions. Although the Texans fought fiercely and courageously, the sheer numbers of the Mexican army made it impossible to hold the attackers outside the Alamo walls. As the Mexican columns breached the walls, Dickinson briefly ran to his wife and daughter inside the Alamo chapel. His final words to Susanna were, "Great God, Sue, the Mexicans are inside our walls. All is lost. If they spare you, save my child." At the harrowing intersection of a soldier's duty and his father's despair, Almaron drew his sword and returned to the fight. In just minutes, he was killed in the final desperate defense of the chapel, which held his wife and child. Despite his tragic death, Almaron's contribution to the cause of Texas independence didn't end with his death. His wife and child became his living legacy. Santa Anna spared Susanna and Angelina, sending them with a message to Sam Houston's camp, warning the Texian rebels to surrender or face certain death. Instead of surrender, Susanna's first-hand account of the carnage and her husband's bravery served as a catalyst, fueling the fire that would eventually consume Santa Anna's army at the Battle of San Jacinto. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like sign and maybe leave me a comment. There's more great stories to come, so hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a single episode. Thanks again for watching, and as always, God bless Texas.